Firewatch worth playing in 2021? Well, let me tell you. Why waste our time? I'm not gonna make you wait till the end of the video to find out whether or not you should play this game. It's a good game, especially when compared to all of the other story games that I've played in the past. It's good, it's solid. There are some things about this game that are different, unique, that might make it absolutely amazing, off the chart for some people, while that very same thing for some people might make it a lot less good. Why is Firewatch so good? Let's get into it. So starting off with the characters, the bread and butter. I mean, this is the thing that progresses the whole story, right? This is what makes the game so unique. There's basically two main characters. Yes, there are other characters important to the story that we get talked about, but the two main people that you're going to be focused on is Delilah and Frank. Henry, not Frank, Henry. I think that the biggest appeal to this game, when my girl and I, which I think is important to know, I did play this game alongside the classic and beautiful backseat gamer girl. We were looking for a game to play, and her favorite games to backseat game on are obviously story games. The biggest thing that got me going, at least, and I can't speak for her, is the banter, the talk between these two characters. There was just something so human and real about the way that Delilah and Henry talk to each other. It reminded me of just new relationships. And maybe even I could relate to some of the things that they said to each other. And I was like, oh yeah, I've been there.
So, no ideas, huh?
Delilah's a nice name.
No, you big dummy.
I was kidding.
But I think that's something that made this game so good, that the interaction between the two characters was so real. It felt so legit. And I think that that is all thanks to the voice actors. The way that the voice actors played out this game is what made it feel so real, is what made it feel so legit. Talk about the visuals. This game, it both made me feel like I was in a Pixar movie, yet like I was actually out camping and hiking. If you've ever been camping or hiking in a place similar to the one in the game, you know what it's like. So again, just talking about how real this game is, like it made me feel like I was doing it, but in the most beautiful way possible, right? The perfect little sunset going, the way that I could see over the cliffs, the beautiful oranges, and the combination of colors that they use in this game was really, really well done. Never had I played a game that made me want to go hiking as bad as this one did. Okay, so let's get into the meat and potatoes of this thing, which is the story. I personally loved what they did with the story. One important thing to know is to really get down and deep dive into the lore of this game. There's a whole lot of things that can be easily missed, collectibles and places where if you don't fully explore the map or get every single little item, you might miss out on some context for some of the things that's happening. I both love and dislike when games do that. I love it because if I'm really invested and I'm willing to put in the time, like I find out all these cute, cool, neat little things that I never would have found out if I didn't take the extra time to look for it. This game made me do that. This game had me hooked enough into it that I instead of wanting to go to where I was supposed to go, I wanted to veer off. Kind of getting into the gameplay here too, right? The only issue with this is that this game eventually gets so quote-unquote open world, big and vast, that I didn't want to quote-unquote waste or spend my whole time just looking for things. While I had the drive to and I wanted to, especially when I got to a new place where there was like a bunch of little things to explore, I explored every single one of those little new things. Along with that, let's get into one of the small downsides, the traveling in this game. I get what they were going for. I get that they were going for this whole hiking feel, you know, what it's actually like to be out in the wilderness and to have to walk everywhere you go. While it did add an aspect of realism and a lot of cool conversationings were happening throughout these walks, I'm not really good with directions and my sense of direction is not the best in real life. So there were many times, especially near the end of the game, where we just had the whole map to explore where I would get a little bit lost. And it took really long to walk from one end of the map to the other. And it didn't happen often, but especially near the end when we had unlocked so much of the map, where I was like, okay, this part's kind of boring. And like me and Sadie could agree, you know, because it's not like the whole walk there's conversations going on. That is something that I would say takes away a little bit for me. So that is my overall thoughts on Firewatch. Now I'm going to transport us minutes, seconds into us beating this game and what my thoughts were along with Sadie's right after we beat it. Because we did beat this game live on stream. Go follow me on Twitch. Link down in the description. I talk about why I loved the ending. So there are some spoilers in this next section, but I think it's really important to kind of like hear me out, because it's in my opinion what makes this game so beautiful. And in the same way, the thing that I found that made this game so good was one of the things that Sadie disliked the most about this game. Roll the clip!
Oh my god, that's it? I don't know how I feel about that ending. How you feeling? I don't know what to make of your face right now. Okay, we theorized and thought about so many other things that could have made this ending like crazy, mind-blowing, like weird, different, and exciting. And even though we didn't get that ending, I still respect this game for making my wheels turn and making me think about all these different endings, because that was the point, I think, of them putting all these different things in front of us. They wanted us to build up a story in our heads for us to think it was this crazy thing. And I don't know, maybe that was the point. It wasn't meant to be anything crazy, but our imagination was meant to just run wild. I did like it. I don't know if I'm explaining myself properly. I'm getting excited. The ending itself that we just got, maybe it wasn't that exciting, but the journey that, you know, it took us on was super, super cool.
There have been a lot of other explanations that would have made more sense.
Yeah.
And I just feel like that caused a lot more questions. Like, it didn't really make sense. I'm like, okay.
I don't think we collected every supply drop. Because, you know, I feel like maybe if we would have collected all of them, we would have found out more to their story. That's what I'm telling you. Like, I feel like in a weird way, like, that's just kind of real life. And, like, it could have happened a lot of different ways, and it could have gone a lot of different ways. But but again, that's what I'm saying about this ending. It doesn't tell you or say, this is exactly what happened with Ned. This is exactly what happened with Brian. Do Delilah and Henry, they don't leave it with them for sure being like, yes, right? But they kind of left the door open, like, maybe. So in a way, I think they wanted us to kind of choose the ending, figure out the ending on our own, create our own ending. I feel it. I don't feel like it had like a super climactic end. I don't. I was like, that's it. But I still appreciate what they did. And that's what I'm saying. I almost wonder if they purposely didn't give us an answer. I almost wonder if they wanted to do, if that's true, if they wanted us to purposely be like, oh, what happened? I don't know. It's up to us. Then I think that's pretty cool. I can agree with that.
And the anticlimactic ending really disappointed me. So I don't actually know if I would recommend it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are my full thoughts on Firewatch. Thank you all so much for liking. Don't forget to leave a like, leave a follow, leave a comment on whatever kind of social media platform you may be watching this on. And do not forget to join one of the most amazing YouTube families out here. So hit that subscribe button. Thank you all so much for watching. I love you all both back, and I will see you all next time.